Hey guys, what's up? I'm going to review all of the Marvel Studio films that have been released so far, and preparing for Age of Ultron that's coming up next weekend. But for now, I'm gonna start from the beginning, starting off with, of course, Iron Man 1, directed by Jon Favreau. And Iron Man wasn't a character I really knew about at all. I've only heard of him like once or twice, and I heard there was a movie coming out with starring, of course, Robert Downey Jr., which I've been a fan of his since when I was a kid. I remember seeing him in some movies like Heart and Souls, 1969, and other stuff like that when he was much younger. Uh, but I wasn't excited for this movie, uh, but I wanted to see it anyway, just to see what the whole buzz was about, because a lot of people were praising the film when it came out. So I saw it opening weekend, and I was surprised by it. I was so surprised how fun and entertaining it was, because I didn't really get the feeling to that in the trailers back in 2008. But first and foremost, Robert Downey Jr. He is the movie. He is Iron Man. He does a great job. He's likable. He's charismatic. He's funny. Um, uh, and you also really identify with him. Uh, Besides him, being funny and charismatic and likable, there's more to him, like as a character. I thought Jon Favreau really captured that really well, and Robert Downey Jr. captured that with his performance. The action's really good. I also like the supporting cast. Even though they're not as good as Robert Downey Jr., I thought they did fine. Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts. I thought she was decent. Her and Robert Downey Jr. have really fun chemistry together, especially really fun dialogue, really funny moments together. They act like an old couple, which I like. I thought that was really fun, especially the scene where she has to help him out with replacing his new chess piece, and I thought that was really fun watching it with the audience. Um, Terrence Howard as Rhodes, I really liked. Um, Too bad he didn't get to reprise his role. I know there are reasons to it. You could probably look him up. I'm not gonna go into that. But I thought him and Robert Jr. had good chemistry. I totally bought that they were best friends for a long time. Um, so it's kind of sad when this in the scene where he sees the other armor suit, and he says, "Next time, baby," and there was no next time for him. Um, there's also Jeff Bridges as Obadiah Stane. Uh, I thought he was alright as the villain. I like Jeff Bridges as an actor, but I don't know. It seems like he's such a likable actor that I didn't think he brought the menacing performance that I thought it should have been. But it's whatever. I thought he was fine, especially his early scenes with Robert Downey Jr. and the other characters. I thought he did a good job. You also see Jon Favreau in a small role as Hogan. He's like the limo driver. Um, the action is a lot of fun, especially when you first see Robert Downey Jr. Fly with the Iron Man suit. Or the scene where he builds the first armor when after he's been abducted, and he meets this guy. They become friends. He helps him out with building the first armor, because the terrorists want Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. They want Tony to build a weapon for them, but he builds the armor behind their backs with the help of this guy, and sadly the guy dies. But I really like that whole action scene where he escapes with the armor. He shoots all the bad guys, well, most of the bad guys, and he escapes, and they find him later, and he returns. He returns to his home, and he starts building all the Iron Man suits, or one of them, the very first one. And those were really fun stuff with Tony and his robots, like especially the Jarvis, played by or voiced by trying to remember the actor's name. God, I have him in my mind. His name in my Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany, yeah, he does the voice of Jarvis. Him and Robert Downey Jr. had great chemistry together. He also has this robot that kind of makes weird robotic noises. It's like he's like a claw. It's like I thought that was funny. Tony kind of makes fun of it. I'll say, looking back now, the final fight is not as good as the first action scene, or when he goes to the Middle East with the Iron Man suit and helps the civilians. I thought those scenes were a little bit done better, but I still liked it. I thought it was fine for what it was. I mostly like the resolution to that fight more than the actual fight, but that's fine, whatever. I thought it was fine. It didn't hurt the movie. The pacing of the movie was well done. It moved by so quick. It's a fun movie, and I don't have much to say. I mean, I don't want to get too much into the plot because you've already seen the movie. It's a good movie. I thought it was decent. It was a good way to start the Iron Man franchise. It was a good way to start the whole cinematic universe, and especially the end credits where you've seen the movie. Samuel Jackson shows up as Nick Fury, and he tells Tony, "Hey, I'm Nick Fury, and I'm going to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative," which is a scene that surprised me when I first saw it in the theaters. Which I almost didn't see the end credits because I didn't know there was gonna be an end credit scene. Well, actually, I did. I didn't know what it was. I just heard like, oh, there's an end credit scene at the end. I had no idea what it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be just like at the time I didn't know what it was gonna be, and I had no idea what the Avengers was at the time. I heard about it, but I had no idea that they're actually gonna do it as movies back in 2008. But I saw the end credit scene, and I thought it was kind of cool. But overall, I enjoyed the movie. Like I said, fun humor, good, great chemistry with the actors, good action scenes, charismatic and likable lead. Excuse me. But Iron Man 1, directed by Jon Favreau, is still a decent movie. It's not, I wouldn't say it's, my top 10 or my top 20 favorite superhero movies of all time. But it's still a decent movie. It's still a good movie. It's a good start. It's a good way. It's a good origin story. It's a good way to set up the seeds for the character and what happens next in the future films. But again, I get into that in other reviews. But overall, I enjoyed Iron Man 1, and most people, it's to this day, it's most people's favorite of the Iron Man movies or the whole cinematic universe franchise. It's not one of my favorites, but I still think it was it's still a good movie. I know I keep repeating myself, but um, again, I don't have anything else to say that hasn't already been said for years about this movie. It still holds up for the most part, except for that MySpace joke at the beginning where he's gonna have a picture with one of the soldiers and he does the peace sign. He says no gang signs and don't put this in my MySpace. See, I don't know how to say it anymore. MySpace page. It's like, okay, yeah, it's weird when you see it now, but that's the only thing that doesn't hold up. Everything else does. Even the CG still looks pretty good, I'll say. But overall, I enjoyed it. It still holds up after watching it now. After watching it again. But what do you think, Iron Man? Do you still like it? Is it one of your favorites, or it doesn't hold up for you, or it does? Leave a comment. And is it your favorite of the Iron Man trilogy? But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna continue on reviewing the Marvel Studios films. Next up is Incredible Hulk. A movie that I'll get into that. But thanks for watching again, and adios.